Ladies and gentlemen, gather round because today we're talking about the legend, the main man, the head shepherd, the savior, the miracle worker, the undefeated King of Kings, coming in hot from Nazareth. He is the way, the truth, the life. He's turned water into wine, healed the sick, walked on water, and yes, folks, he's even conquered death. Put your hands together and make some noise for the one and only Jesus Christ. That's right, today we're taking a deep dive into the incredible life and story of Jesus, a figure who's inspired billions and whose story might have more to do with something you see every day than you've ever imagined. Let's go in and take a look at the life of Jesus Christ. All right, let's take a look at the face value story of our main guy, Jesus. He was born in Bethlehem to Mary, a virgin, and Joseph, a carpenter. Later, his ministry began. He was baptized by John the Baptist, hung out with his 12 disciples, and performed miracles. Then he was crucified, died on the cross, stayed in a tomb for 3 days, and was resurrected. Finally, he ascended into heaven. That's the face value story and what Christians actually believe happened. That's the narrative passed down for generations. But now, let's go deeper. Take a look at the symbology of this story. Personally, I don't think there was an actual person named Jesus Christ walking this realm 2,000 years ago. I don't think that happened. So, what's really going on here? Let's shift our focus. Let's take a look at something that happens every year without fail and see if we can put the pieces together. Let's dive into a tool that helps us bring the story to life. This is Stellarium. It's an amazing thing that lets you visualize the sky at any time, any day. It shows the position of the sun, moon, stars, constellations in real time. Not even real time, like whatever time you want it to be. What's really fascinating with this, it gives you a clear view of what the sun does. Like we can look at it around the highest point. This just to make this quick and look what the sun does. Okay, it's going to do this dance and you'll see it jump because the time changes and stuff. But it does this thing where the highest point in each day, it goes up and down, making days longer and shorter. Kind of looks like this. Okay. Gives this figure 8 shape. What is it? It's called the Animella. And it's interesting, it has a cross in the middle of it. Very interesting. Thanks to Steph Duncan Smith here for this picture. I didn't think it's not the original one, but love to give credit to the person who gave the original image. I just can't find it. All these are down, so we'll go back into this here. So let's go through the symbology of the birth sequence. So we know that Jesus, the birth sequence. So birth from a virgin in the name of Mary. So let's turn some stuff off here. Let's take the atmosphere off, and so we still get the sun. So every month the sun travels within a constellation. Okay, that's the zodiac sign. If we look every month, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, Pisces, on and on, all 12 of them. But the interesting one here is late summer. We have the constellation Virgo. And as the sun's traveling through our sky and the constellations are circling above, this is the most interesting one here because at one point, the sun, if we take the art off here, the sun is traveling inside of Virgo, inside the belly, symboling pregnancy. The only problem is nobody touches Virgo in the sky. So Virgo, the virgin, is pure. Nothing touches, nothing. There's with all these stars and stuff, they stay the same. But like that's the symbol of this is no one touches Virgo, but somehow gets pregnant with the sun. There it is, right there. So we turn the art back on here, and this is the sun travels with Virgo in the belly, like it's pregnant. Interesting, right? So we go on to what is let's go this year. But in December, on the winter solstice, the sun does the same thing every year. So it gets to the lowest point in the sky on its highest point. So the highest of the low point, like it goes down. So if we look at the sun each day, like if we go backwards, the sun's gonna appear to go up, right? So now the sun in the winter goes back down, but on the 21st, it stops. It stops. It dies on the cross. And for 3 days, it doesn't appear to go up or down at the highest point. So finally, on the 25th, and we'll go to its highest point here, the sun finally starts to move up, symbolizing the birth, the rebirth, the resurrection. The son died on the cross. Okay. But on that 24th, during the night, we have the other story. It's still in the birth story here. So, and again, you're going to go, oh man, this was, I recognize this. This was on that movie, right? The Zeitgeist movie. Yeah. Yeah, it was. But he's not the only one that said this. Jordan Maxwell, I think a guy named Bill Ducan or whatever, he said, they've all said this, that the sun symbolizes Jesus. So, and then we'll get the people that say, oh, God wrote this in the sky. God wrote this in the sky. And the only problem is the southern part of this realm. The southern part of this realm doesn't see this story. In December, it's hot. It's the summertime. The story doesn't make sense. This is only a northern realm part. Like the story only makes sense in the north. So you're gonna say, that God wrote this in the sky only for people above the equator. That's silly. And so now let's go into, we got the three kings, the three wise men. And again, the people will say, that doesn't translate right. We never mentioned three kings or whatever, but the Orion's belt is named the three kings. And my say to that is that we don't have any actual evidence. There's no first-hand account that this man Jesus actually walked on this earth. And if you're part of a certain community who understands this, okay, you know this is problematic. This is problematic because certain things in the books before, that a certain group of people walk through the desert, which again, it's very problematic. But let's continue here. So we got the three kings, and the three kings will follow the star in the east, Sirius. And what will happen is these guys will point to where the sun rises in the east. And again, if we watch this happen, boop, there it is. There's where the sun rises. If we zoom back here, I'll see. So now we got the three kings, the star in the east, the virgin birth, why it's a resurrection and a birth on the 25th of December. The birth is on the 25th, but you don't actually celebrate the resurrection and the rise of Jesus until after the spring equinox, because the sun finally has more light and brings light. It's the fertility holiday. They celebrate it with eggs and bunnies and stuff. And I mean that literally, it's life. It's celebrating life. So that's why that the resurrection isn't celebrated till later, because that's when finally the sun overtakes the darkness. So that all goes together. Now again, the sun travels around with his 12 friends performing miracles. The other one that's if we go into when we see Aquarius here, uh John the Baptist, if we we see this, look, the sun gets baptized, and we turn the art off. That's the water dripping down. The sun gets baptized. Jesus gets baptized by John Aquarius. I mean, it's pretty clear that this is going on. That so one, we don't have any firsthand accounts of a man walking around walking on water. Walking on water. The only thing that walks on water is the sun's reflection. The sun performs miracles other than walking on water, healing the sick. So when you go outside and get sunlight, you produce vitamin D, which can help your sickness. That's not medical advice for YouTube. Um, all these things represent the sun. This is and again, if you're part of this community and you understand that there may have been another type of civilization here that may have been wiped out, you understand that they're very artistic. That they took the stories that they saw in the sky and they made art with it. This so you see the people that may do stuff like the Christos oil stuff, the rising. So yeah, some of that stuff is very problematic because again, that they don't reference this what happened here. So that we got to take that into account here. At the end of the day, when we look at the sky and we can see the same thing, if you're paying attention. Most of us are way too busy with work, and things are so expensive and stuff that you can't, like, all the problems you have. This seems very manufactured for us not to notice this. But when you look up at the sky and we see the same thing happen year after year after year, the same four seasons, year after year, the same cycle, the same thing happens in winter, the same thing happens in summer. It is a very clear thing that this is the sun. And the reason I bring this up, I mean, like, almost as if a certain group of people do this and mock you. They mock you and plain right out in the open. They mock you that they stole your sun. They stole your sun, and no one seems to notice. No one cares. They still go on and do the same stuff, go to the same churches and stuff like that, and not even having a clue. I can't wait to get all the biblical hate comments in in the comment section here. I can't wait to read them all. So hope you enjoyed this. Definitely mind opening here. Hope to talk to you soon.